What's up guys, Joel Vallie from Media Glitch here, and today we're going to review Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World. Now, this is a remake of the 16-bit classic game that came out for the Mega Drive. That's what we know to be the Sega Genesis here in America. And man, this review is going to be, this is interesting because I finished the game, and I'm sorry I'm late with this review. I am a film director in my normal day job, and this game came out while I was in the middle of a TV show that I was directing, so it was really hard to get to, but I know I wanted to play it, and I knew I had to do this review, especially after I seen all the stupid garbage reviews out there on the internet, and it made me so mad because I just finished the game. Spoiler alert, I actually really liked it, unlike a lot of the reviewers that I saw. A lot of my review is going to be defending the game over all the idiotic reviews I've seen on the internet. Listen, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. I actually unsubbed to IGN because that review was so bad, and the points they were trying to make, it's just so horrible because it is a retro game. Of course, it's not gonna have gameplay mechanics that we have today, you idiots. Like, come on, okay? Now, I'm not usually one to bad talk anyone, but dude, like, man, you guys gotta up your reviewers. You gotta understand what's going on in video games, okay? Guys, if you agree with me, tell me in the comment section. Like, that's not the first review that IGN's kind of just like flushed down the toilet for me. Like, there's a reason, there's more, but that one kind of set it over the edge because it's just like, dude, it's a remake and they're trying to be as faithful as they can to the original, and I thought they did a really good job. Now, I say that, but I've never actually even played the old game, so maybe you're here and you're going, oh, you're just, you're one of those old school gamers and it's all nostalgia for you and that's why you love the game. Bull crap. Okay, never played the game. I mean, I played it a little bit on the Sega Genesis Mini, but I was a Genesis owner. I am a Sega fanboy, but I didn't own that game. Okay, the game didn't come out in America. I didn't play it as a kid. Okay, so this was my first dive into it. So if you're here to tell me that I'm wrong because of nostalgia, I don't know what to tell you except for get out of here, right? That being said, I'm kind of mad right now, because all the people that, like, I feel reviewers, they don't think for themselves anymore, I think reviewers have kind of lost their way, man. Like, the whole Ninja Gaiden game that came out, which I'm absolutely loving, by the way, if you haven't played it. Okay, I'm sorry that Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 doesn't have blood. I'm sorry that you think Ninja Gaiden 3 is a bad game, which it really isn't that bad at all. I'm sorry that you didn't get Ninja Gaiden Black, but dude, all three of those games remastered on the PS4 look beautiful, and I'm having a great time. I'm just think reviewers need to shut up, quit regurgitating what everyone else is saying, and that's why I'm here and I'm making this review, because Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World is actually a really good and fun time, and I hope people will actually purchase it because we need to support these remakes of these old classic games. Now, that being said, I'm going to go into my review, and before I do, please hit that like button, hit the bell button, subscribe if you haven't. If you agree with anything I'm saying about the reviewers of today, it is crazy, okay? And I promise you, I will always try to bring an honest and an open discussion. I know that it's video games, and video games is art, and art is subjective, and I will try to always review a game as open-minded and a great perspective on what I've played, so you guys can make the best decision possible. Now, let's get into this. Let's talk about the story of this game. The story is simple. Why is it simple? Because it comes from the 16-bit era where all we needed was like to save the princess back in the day. That's all we had back in the day, And this is, I guess there is a somewhat, you have to save the princess who's been kind of possessed, but the actual story is that the spirits that kind of protect the land from monsters have been captured, and you and your little blue buddy have to go out and save the world and help release these spirits, right? Asha, or I would say Asha, because you know, I'm Mexican, I guess. They go out on this big adventure. They end up getting called by the wind, I guess you could say. And then they're off on this grand adventure. They stop, they talk to their dad, they talk to their grandma, they talk to their mom, they talk to everyone in the village, and then finally they open up this tower where they go in, and that takes them to the land of Rapadanga. Rapadanga, right? Where you're going to spend the majority of your time in this place. Because this place also holds the dimensional portals to where every one of those spirits that you have to save are, you know? And like all staple retro games, it has its staple levels where you have fire, you have earth, you have water, you have ice. And it's all there, and if you are a fan of the original, I'm sure you will not be disappointed. Now, moving on to the graphics. I feel like the graphics are colorful, they're vibrant. I've had some reviewers say that it's not as good as Wonder Boy 3, and let me just say that Wonder Boy 3 is actually my favorite game on the Sega Master System. I love that game to death. And does this game look as pretty as that? No, but it's its own art style. Right? It has its own art style, just like Monster Boy, I guess the spiritual successor to the Wonder Boy series, that has its own art style. The remake that they did of the first Wonder Boy has its own art style, and this has its own art style. And honestly, I like it. I'll admit that when I first saw the trailer that came out, the first one, I was not a fan of what was going on, but they brought it together. It looks great now. And you know, you can't switch back and forth from like old to retro like you could do in the Wonder Boy remake. And you know, honestly, I'm okay with that because they actually did some improvements on how you explore, for example, the castle or people's houses or some of the tents. I actually think that it feels better and it gives a lot of room. It gave a lot of room for like secrets and hidden areas, and I really like that. Now let's talk about gameplay. The gameplay is really, really good. Everything feels really smooth. She jumps great. I feel like the animations look great. I feel like when you hit a monster, it's satisfying. Everything feels good. And when you mess up or you make a mistake, it's your fault. It's not the game's fault. There's some really, really great platforming here. There's some really, really great secrets in here. That was my wireless controller disconnecting as I'm recording, but I don't care. I'm gonna keep it in there because this is a review that's real. There's also stores you can go. You can purchase weapons. You can purchase shields. There's vending machines where you can buy hearts to refill. There's basically unlimited saving in the game, which makes the game probably easier than the original. Again, I didn't play the original, but I imagine that feature is going to help people get through it. I did forget sometimes that you could save, but the game is actually not that hard. So going through it is actually more of a treat than a chore, which is, you know, like, hey, if you're a retro old school player like me, we did our time. We don't need to play games hard again. So, and you also get your little blue friend there who helps you to double jump to different areas. Also, you can interact with it in different environments. And one of the things I heard the reviewers say that this was an outdated concept and blah, blah, blah. It's like, shut up, dude. This is what we had back then, okay? All right? You were just, oh my gosh, I don't even want to say something. I want to say something really rude, but I try to keep this family friendly and I try to keep this clean. So I'm just going to move on to the next thing, which is music. Okay, I don't have really much to say about the music because it's just great renditions of the classic tunes that they had if you were a fan of the original. What more do you want? So listen, I'm not going to keep you guys any longer than you want to be here. Let's get down to it. Should you buy this game? It's $39.99, and I would say absolutely yes. If you buy it physical, I think yes. Because listen, if you buy a physical game, you actually get a copy of the old school version of the game. You do not get that digitally. I don't know why, but if you know you're going to get something more by buying it in a different format, then yes, buy it physically. If you are going to buy it digitally, then wait for a sale. You know, I mean, if the developers don't want to give you the new game as well, then hey, you know, that's their loss. Wait for a sale, right? But I do honestly think that Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World is worth buying. I honestly believe that we should be supporting these companies. They're doing a wonderful job bringing back these old school games for some of us old timers here. And it's great that new people get to discover. Like, my kids are playing it. They're having a great time. And it's just good to see that, like, it's amazing to me that we even have a remake of any Wonder Boy. You know, now we just need to get some remakes of Ease games and I'll be really happy. But anyway, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Tune back soon because Media Glitch is reviewing again. And right now, as I look at my TV, I'm looking at Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, which is going to drop pretty quick here. And I'll have the review hopefully the day it goes available for you guys, so you guys can know what I think about this remake, remaster. So thank you guys so much for listening to me rant. I'm sorry, I usually don't do such like negative, you know, I don't like to talk bad about anyone, but I'm sorry, man. Some of these Wonder Boy reviews are just plain stupid, and I'm gonna give it to you truthfully. Thank you guys so much, I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.